All right, folks, when it comes to the trolling motor battery, number one question has got to be, do you run a single 36 volt battery or are you running three 12 volt batteries hooked in series for your trolling motor? I have done them both, and these are my thoughts on it. For the last 6 years, I ran three 12 volt 100 amp hour batteries hooked in series. That gave me 36 volts, 100 amp hour of trolling power. Last year, I switched over to Millertech 36 volt single batteries. Okay, these are a 60 amp hour battery, and I have two of them hooked up back here. These are in parallel, so when you hook a battery up in parallel, the voltage stays the same, the amp hours add up. So these are both 60 amp hour batteries, so I have a 120 amp hour reserve back here. So the amp hours, you could look at it as like fuel in a fuel tank, right? So a 120 gallon fuel tank is what I technically have back here now. In the past, I just had 100 gallons. So I can fish about 20 to 30% longer on this system than on my old batteries. There's advantages and disadvantages with both systems, right? Advantages of a 36 volt battery is you only need one. So I can run my trolling motor all day. 60 amp hours is plenty of power to pretty much last me a 10 to 12 hour day, for sure a full tournament day. Where I'm relying on this second battery hooked up here is my reserve. Really long practice days, fishing down the bank, power fishing, really windy, when it's blowing 20, 30 miles an hour and you're spot locked on a place. Your trolling motor is using a ton of power. Another one that never gets talked about is grass. Grass fishing taxes your batteries more than pretty much anything, in my opinion. It'll make your trolling motor work the hardest. So that is why I run two of these batteries back here. We're saving space. With just two batteries, I've eliminated my third battery that I would have in my old system. I've replaced that with a spare cranking battery that you can kind of see here, that black battery. That is a spare backup cranking battery. Disadvantage of running 36 volts. You cannot start your motor off these batteries. So that is one of the biggest advantages of running individual 12 volt batteries hooked in series, is you can disconnect one and start your engine off it if emergencies occur. And guys do that all the time. It happens almost every single tournament. Somebody has issues with their cranking batteries and they jump off their trolling batteries and they're back to weigh in safe and sound. Luckily with me though, I have three cranking batteries, so I feel like I am covered on that front. And that is another reason why I feel more comfortable with the 36 volt batteries now. And from what I've really noticed this past season is the charging. So when it comes to recharging the 36 volt batteries, you just have one lead to plug in, okay? Less failure points. When this thing is being charged, it's equally charging my backup battery. So they're both getting an equal amount of amp hours in, and they both drain equally also. What I've noticed in the past is this would happen about one time a year, is when you're running the 12 volt batteries, each battery needs its own charging bank. And what could happen is you get a loose connection on a terminal, maybe a fuse blows on the charging bank, and one of the batteries does not get a full recharge that night, and then you're out fishing the next day, and all of a sudden your trolling motor goes dead. And you're back here trying to figure out what's going on. Well, one of your batteries isn't recharging at night. So less failure points when you're talking a 36 volt battery. So all in all, I am really happy with the 36 volt system. It is the way that I chose to go, and it's the way that I want to keep continuing to go for the future. So guys, if you are on the fence, I suggest 36 volt batteries, and then buy yourself a couple extra cranking batteries and you're good to go.